I wonder how long it would take for us to really start seeing a change. Hi guys, it's Sam Day here from stereotypes.com, and this is another heart-to-heart video. Now in this particular video I'm speaking about a friend of mine, and he actually has a few issues. He's been in and out of mental hospital, and every now and again he does something a little bit crazy, a little bit out there, and he finds himself in a police station. And this weekend the exact same thing happened. He got himself in a few issues and he called me from a police cell early on Saturday morning. And so, being a good friend that I am, I went down to find out what was going on, to represent him because his parents weren't available at the time, so I was literally his only representation. So I went to the police station to find out what was going on, and I spoke to the person at reception. And being a young black man, I didn't get a very good response from the staff who worked at the police station. They just looked at me and stereotyped me straight away. And I wasn't dressed in a hoodie or in a tracksuit or anything. I was actually dressed presentable in a nice shirt, some trousers and some shoes. And I spoke to them, with respect, but I didn't get the same respect back. And they almost basically refused to see me. They refused to let me see my friend or to represent my friend. And they told me apparently that the doctor who was assigned to my friend said that he had no need to have anybody represent him or to be with him, which is nonsense, to be honest, because in the morning when he called me, he actually requested me to come to support him and to be with him. But nonetheless, the officers at the station told me to come back in an hour because he was being interviewed at that time, and I would possibly be able to represent him or to be with him or to see him and speak with him in an hour's time. So I left the police station a little bit confused, and I wasn't really sure, why they were acting this way towards me. And randomly I bumped into one of my aunts, and I explained the situation to my aunt, and she actually came back to the police station with me and spoke almost on my behalf. And they were a lot more receptive to my aunt. And my aunt explained that I had been there literally 10 minutes ago and I didn't get any response, or no one would really see to me, no one was taking me seriously. And they saw to her, within 5 minutes of myself and my aunt being there, the police officer who was in charge of my friend's arrest actually, took us in and explained to us exactly what was going on. And as a result, my friend was able to be released to us because they realized it wasn't that he was, trying to be a criminal or anything. It's just because of his issues that he has, his mental issues that he has. And after the police officer explained this to us, he asked us to wait in the reception. And we were waiting there for about, let's say, 12 minutes. And then the police officer comes back out and he says, can you come back in? And so myself and my aunt got up to go back in. And then he pointed at me and he said, no, not you, only her. And I was really confused at this because my aunt doesn't really even know my friend. I'm the one who knows my friend. I'm the one who's his representative. I was his phone call in the morning for him to come and for me to come and represent him. And also I'm the main point of contact for his parents as well, who are not available at the moment, but they will be available soon. So I kind of need to know all the information so I can pass it on to them and his care coordinator and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, they didn't want me in the interview. They didn't want me in that process. They only wanted my aunt there. And then, when my friend was released to us, my aunt had to then explain everything that was said in the interview so that I could know and pass it down to his parents. And so for me, I understood and I knew the reason why they were that hostile towards me, because my aunt, she's also black, but she's a mature female, and me as a young black male, this is the kind of response that I get oftentimes. Oftentimes young black men are portrayed in the media to be a certain way, and it's just not the way that we all are. I went to a boys' school, and a very small portion of us as young black males who were in that school actually got involved in gang crime and gang violence and ended up in prison. A lot of my friends and my peers from that school are either accountants now, musicians. I'm an entrepreneur. There's so many successful young black men out there, and the media doesn't portray them. But the small percentage, the small minority of those who fall into, you know, crime, or who end up committing a murder or something like that, they end up on the front page of a newspaper, they end up on the television, and it's almost like the media portrays all of young black males to be in that way, because it's the small minority who end up on mainstream media. And this is really affecting the way that young black males are actually being represented, and the way that we're being stereotyped, especially in the UK. I can only speak for the UK because this is where I live, but I'm sure it's the same for the US as well. And I did put out a video a few weeks ago speaking about my experiences as a black entrepreneur, and it kind of got mixed reviews. Some people were saying, you know, why are you talking about your experiences as a black entrepreneur? Why don't you just speak about your experience as an entrepreneur? And really, I'm not going to do that. You know, I refuse to sit down and speak about my experiences as an entrepreneur and not address the issues that are going on as a young black entrepreneur. Because whether you like it or not, I don't care who's watching this, there are issues about being a young black man, not just an entrepreneur, but just being a young black man in the UK. There's issues and there's stereotypes that we have to deal with. And I'm not going to be afraid to talk about whatever I want to talk about on this channel. You can't silence it, because it's real. It's what's going on in my life. It's what's going on in the lives of my friends and my peers. You know, we're trying to push forward. We're trying to be professionals. We're trying to get jobs. We're trying to do what is right. We're trying to, you know, make a life for ourselves, make a living for ourselves. But there's always that stigma attached to us, and I refuse to stay quiet about it. So that's my experiences of this weekend. It got me really angry and really upset. How I was treated, and you know, how I was stereotyped in that particular situation. Because if my aunt had not shown up, then I don't know if they would have released my friend to me. I don't know if they would have taken me seriously. And obviously my friend's parents weren't around, so it would have been very difficult for him to really make a case for himself. So I don't know what difference this video will make. But even if it just draws an awareness to, you know, some of the stereotypes that are going on, and, you know, this really needs to be addressed. This is another heart-to-heart video. I'm not taking it to heart too much. I'm going to carry on as an entrepreneur. I'm going to carry on doing my thing. And, you know, I spoke in my last video about race. I spoke about, you know, having a thick skin and not letting these things get to you, but letting them make you stronger as an individual and as an entrepreneur. And that's exactly what I intend to do. But please do share this video if you liked it. If you feel like it was beneficial to you, please do share it and leave a comment. Let me know what you feel about this video. But until next time, watch some of my other great videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more awesome business related content. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.